Hey, it's Rachel. Today I'm discussing Kung Fu Season 2, Episode 11. So, obviously, given the events of the last couple episodes, this episode starts with Team Nikki looking for a way to find Mia. And as the previous episode ended with Mia and Jalan grabbing Juliet, they're attempting to get information from her. Mia's getting quite impatient with Juliet playing coy and not giving them anything. And she becomes a bit violent to the alarm of both Jalan and Juliet. But it gets broken up, obviously. Nikki finds their location while Jalan and Mia are making their exit, and Juliet makes her way back to Russell. And she's now starting to doubt him after Jalan discloses what she believes is Russell's plan to resurrect Juliet's older brother, Russell's dead son. So while Jalan and Mia are regrouping after having to abandon their hideout, Mia lets it slip that she doesn't care if she dies as long as she takes Russell out with her. And I mean, this confession hurt. Like, I don't want to see Mia die, but it really wasn't that surprising. Between learning that Russell killed her mom and clearly her feeling guilt over abandoning her mom, given what we saw in that dreamscape, for lack of a better word, and then also Jalan encouraging like negative feelings that are kind of festering, plus Mia believing that Nikki doesn't trust her after overhearing that conversation Nikki had with Ryan a couple episodes ago. It makes sense that she doesn't care about herself at the moment. But Jalan being protective of Mia surprised me, and it that also hurt. I'm really glad she genuinely cares about me after spending time with her, and she clearly feels some kind of responsibility towards her. But I wasn't exactly expecting that. And I'm glad it's happening though, because I want the Jalan redemption arc that's kind of been teased since the beginning of the season. I want it so badly. But returning to Juliet's story, I was kind of surprised how quickly she turned against Russell, because like she didn't have any doubts prior to what Jalan said, and then she does like a very, very small amount of digging, and suddenly she's like, yep, Jalan is right. I am against my father. I hate him now. I mean, Russell's the worst. So I'm not mad at her for that, but I wasn't expecting it. And like, she was being so reckless about it. Like, it's truly wild that she thought she could plan something that big as like turning his entire board against him. Did she really think he wouldn't be keeping tabs on what she was doing? Like, did she not think anyone on the board would potentially be a personal friend that would immediately alert him? And, like, that didn't even turn out to be necessary because he literally just tapped Juliet's phone. Like, she was not nearly paranoid enough when she knows the things that she knows about her father. Someone as meticulous as Russell Tan always ensures that they keep tabs on their inner circle. They're going to know everything going on in their proximity. And she should have been just so much more cautious. Like, I don't understand how she was kind of like set up to be like this constantly scheming, just like very manipulative person, and she just underestimated him so gravely. Like, it's insane how much she wasn't prepared for the outcome of what she was doing. But once she did turn against Russell, it was so obvious, at least to me, that Russell was going to murder her, because he's the same as all the power hungry, I have no boundaries type characters. Like, they're always put in a position where someone close to them that they trusted changes their mind and turns on them. And without fail, then they kill the person and they're like, no, me murdering you is your fault because you didn't blindly trust me and do what I wanted you to do. And this is why I couldn't even like Russell ever. Like, not even in a hate to love kind of way that I do with villains that tend to be more meticulous like he is, because it's just like I knew he was going to pull some shit like this. Like, I didn't know from day one he was going to kill his daughter, but I knew he was going to do something shitty like this because, like, literally his whole character is just, I want more power. I'm tired. Can he just die? If the end game isn't him dying, I'm going to be very disappointed. Like, he's so despicable. I don't think I can endure more of him past this season. Like, please tell me the finale is him dying. Which, okay. So that side rant kind of brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, the next kind of side rant. Um, So we have Nikki confronting Mia and Jalon. And Nikki's like, you can't kill Russell because then that'll make you evil. And it's like, I'm so tired of this black and white morality that a lot of media, like Kung Fu, tends to fall into. And it's like, Russell deserves to die. He's horrendous. Mia wouldn't be evil for killing him. Jalon, we can argue about whether she's evil or not, but specifically her wanting to kill Russell was not evil. Obviously, she didn't always have the best methods for her goals, but Russell's a horrendous person. He's caused tremendous amounts of suffering and death. Someone killing him does not make that person bad. He needs to die. He's terrible. But anyway, as I kind of briefly mentioned, Nikki confronted Mia and Jalon. I was really shocked when Jalon tried to tell Mia to go with Nikki. Like, even though we'd seen hints of it last week and this episode, that Jalon is starting to care about her, I didn't really expect her to put Mia's well-being over, like, her wants to defeat Russell. But I am very glad she did recognize that Mia going with Nikki was the right thing for her to do and that she was trying to encourage that action. But yeah, unsurprisingly, given Mia is both warrior and guardian, Nikki and Jalon aren't successful in stopping her. And the episode then ends with Mia going after Russell alone and getting caught in the process while Nikki basically berates Jalon. And this made me want to scream at the TV. So, as I've said a few times now, Jalon is not blameless in this situation. She was pushing Mia towards this bloodlust. She probably should have been aware of the potential of that backfiring in the fashion that it did. But Mia literally stood in front of Nikki and said to her face, "Hey, I heard you talking about me behind my back to Ryan, that you were afraid of what I might potentially do." And Nikki took zero responsibility for that. Like, for all of Nikki's talk last week about how she feels responsible for everything, when someone actually comes to her and says that something she did harmed them, like, I don't know, maybe you should take accountability for it, Nikki. Like, genuinely, if you had told Mia about the prophecy, instead of, like, repeatedly avoiding her and refusing to bring it up, and then after that you talk about her behind her back, like, if you hadn't done those things, Mia would have had no reason to seek out Jalon in the first place. Like, you are partially to blame for the situation, Nikki. And I really, really hope that Nikki just didn't want to confront these feelings with Jalon, given, like, Nikki has no reason to trust her or be emotionally vulnerable with her. So I really hope next week she has a moment where she, like, kind of lets the guilt hit her when she's with her family. So yeah, that's kind of a downer to end this review on, so sorry. But then again, the episode did end with seemingly everything we don't want transpiring, so I guess that was kind of unavoidable. But anyway, we're down to the final two episodes of the season. Given Nikki's directing blame at Jalon, and Jalon is clearly feeling some guilt over the fallout of working with Mia, I'm getting a little bit nervous she might sacrifice herself to save Mia. I really hope that's not the case, as Jalon is one of my favorite anti-heroes, but I do understand the narrative purpose if the writers decide to go that route. So, fingers crossed they don't. As usual, I'd love to continue chatting about the episode, so if you have any thoughts, please comment down below, and I'll see you guys next week for the penultimate episode of the season. Bye!